All right. Good evening, USFFL. We are bringing you Wednesday night football action. Let me go ahead and post it out real quick for everybody to see. All right. All right. So let's go ahead and pull the game up. Here we are. We are picking up the Los Angeles Chargers at the New Orleans Saints. We are looking at week 5 action in the USFFL. I will acknowledge that I had kind of studied up on the Bears Buccaneers matchup, but it hasn't started yet. So I'm not quite as prepared on this one, but we'll go ahead and see where we're at. Tie ball game 7-7. Saints have the ball. 13:30 left in the second quarter. Looks like we have dueling touchdown runs. Austin Eckler, a 9-yard touchdown run, and Alvin Kamara, I stand corrected, an 8-yard touchdown reception from Taysom Hill. Taysom Hill is under center right now. Kamara is in the deep eye. It's a short pass to Emmanuel Sanders, and it is caught. That is a first down into the red zone for the Saints as they look to take the lead here. Let's get that card image up here. Again, we're just getting started here. Off tackle left to Kamara. They are calling a run, and it is a snap fumble. On the ground, Taysom Hill fumbles the snap, and it is recovered by the Chargers. The Chargers, inside their own red zone, force the turnover, and they deny the scoring opportunity to the Saints. It is still 7-7. Chargers taking over at their own 18-yard line. All right, just making sure where we're at. 2nd and 10 now for the Chargers from their own 18. Three wide receiver formation. We're going to see a lot of that, I think, from the Chargers. Here's a button hook to Joshua Kelly. 6 roll over the linebacker, and there's an 8-yard gain. That sets up a manageable third down, 3rd and 2 for the Chargers at their own 26. Justin Herbert, early second quarter, already 20 passes on the day, 9 for 20. By contrast, they've run it only twice. We might see a run here, 3rd and 2, as we said, but it's a quick out to Donald Parham. Defense is doubling the wrong tight end. It goes to the quarterback card, result of receiver, and that is completed. Parham on his own receiving card on right gets 7 yards and converts that first down for the Chargers. And the drive continues at their own 33. Chargers just forced a turnover inside their own red zone to keep the score tied at 7s. Early second quarter. We have another button hook to Joshua Kelly again. This time it's another 7 yards. That time on Herbert's card. Herbert now 50% completions, 11 of 22 on the day. 2nd and 3 at the 40-yard line. 4 wide receiver formation now for the Chargers. I played them a couple weeks ago, and they definitely will spread you out defensively. Inside run here to Joshua Kelly on the defensive card, but we have a penalty, and that's going to be encroachment on the defense. A 5-yard penalty that will convert for the first down. Chargers now out to their 45-yard line. Still no word on Bucks Bears. Another button hook to Joshua Kelly. This time we have a yak rating, and Kelly is going to pick up a 9-yard gain on that play. So Joshua Kelly, 3 receptions, 24 yards, and 3 targets here just in the last, say, 4 plays. 2nd down and 1, now across midfield. Chargers at the Saints' 46-yard line. Here's a quick out to the tight end, Hunter Henry, and that's completed with no men in the zone. The 6 roll goes over the linebacker, and that is 16 yards and a 1st down. Chargers putting together a very nice drive here. 1st and 10 at the 30 of the New Orleans Saints. 3 wide receivers are split out. It's another button hook to Joshua Kelly. Incomplete this time on the quarterback card. So that is 4 times on just this drive that we're getting look in pass over the middle to Joshua Kelly. Here's a screen to Kelly. Result of receiver on his card, and he's got it again for 7. Herbert starting to pick up some yards here, but we have a big 3rd down now. 3rd and 3 for the Chargers at the New Orleans 23-yard line. Time to start thinking about that field goal kicker, at least from an analysis standpoint. 3 wide receivers. Keenan Allen and Mike Williams split out wide. Defense in the nickel. Justin Jackson, the single setback now for the Chargers. Big 3rd and 3 here in a tie game. We have an off tackle to Justin Jackson. So he's going to try to convert it on the ground. It goes to the defensive card, and it's going to be 1 yard short. A roll of 6 on the defensive card. And that's going to be a 2-yard gain. 4th and 1 at the 21. And the Chargers are setting up to take the lead on a field goal here. Here comes the kick. And from 38 yards, that one is good. It was a 2 through 7 and 12, and he did convert it. And that puts the Chargers out in front 10-7. The ensuing kickoff now by the Chargers is 9 yards deep. And that's going to be conceded by the Saints. They'll take over at their 25-yard line. 1st and 10, Saints now at their own 25. They'll go out of a blocking back formation. Kamara in the eye. They're going to drop back and throw short to Michael Thomas. Taysom Hill gets the must run on his card, and he's going to get a nice gain. 5 yards, and that'll set up a 2nd and 5. Hill with must runs on short pass right on 4, 5, 6, 7. So we might see that some tonight. Right back to the blocking back formation. 3-4 defense shown by the Chargers. Here's an off tackle to Kamara on wrong, and it is a short gain. Kamara, 1st down and more, pickup of 11. That's now out to the 41-yard line of New Orleans. 1st and 10. 6:36 to go, 2nd quarter. Chargers up 10-7. Chargers guessing run, but it's a short pass to Emmanuel Sanders. Incomplete. Boy, he had his opportunity on wrong on the quarterback card, but rolled the possible interception, so it falls harmlessly incomplete. We have a 2nd down now. Taysom Hill 6 of 8 on the game for 74 yards. Right back to the blocking back formation with Kamara in the eye. Defense guessing run, but it's a short pass again, this time to Jared Cook. And that is going to be a result of defender and incomplete. White die of 4, and the safety ties that, matches that, and produces that incompletion. We have now a 3rd and 10 for the Saints. They'll stay in blocking back formation, but the defense now drops to the nickel. Here's a short pass to Adam Troutman, and he is double teamed by Nasir Adderley, but the quarterback flush from the pocket. Throws to the flat. It's a pickup of 4. Just a short pickup there on the dump pass to Jared Cook, his third catch, and that brings up 4th and 6 at the 45. Saints are punting. There's a nice punt of 42 yards. That should roll down to the 7-yard line, and that's where the Chargers take over. So Chargers now with another possession. They're leading by 3. They're starting deep in their territory again at the 7. 5 minutes and 6 seconds left in the first half. 3 wide receiver formation, and they're going right to the off-tackle draw to Joshua Kelly. Defense is going to give up a run there. Joshua Kelly got the box on the defensive card, and that was a nice pickup on the play of 14 yards. Kelly with his first run on the day, and that gets the offense some breathing room out to the 21-yard line. Still in the 3 wide receiver formation. Defense in the nickel. Throwing long to Jalen Guyton. On his card. Herbert completes the pass. That's a good 28 yards downfield. That puts him out to the 49-yard line. 1st and 10 Chargers. 3 wide receivers. Square into Keenan Allen. He is doubled. 2 men in the zone. Incomplete on the defensive card. So very nice call there by Coach Sir, Dan Sir of the Saints. Setting up a 2nd and 10 now. 3:36 to go, second quarter. Here's a screen to Joshua Kelly again. A familiar refrain. He is double teamed, and it is incomplete. So another good call by the defense. 1 second here. All right, everybody, we are back. I had to pause briefly in the broadcast. I'm sorry. Here's a button hook to Joshua Kelly, and that's going to pick up 9 yards, setting up a 2nd and 1. So we have 2 minutes and 6 seconds left. So we're just before the 2-minute warning here. Chargers 2nd and 1 at the Saints 32-yard line. 3 wide receiver formation on 2nd and 1. They're going to run it inside again to Joshua Kelly. Goes to his card and nothing doing, but there's a penalty, and that is going to be unsportsmanlike conduct on the Saints. Exactly what you needed if you're the Chargers, and that gets them into the red zone now. 1st and 10 at the 17-yard line of the Saints at the 2-minute warning. Saints defense going to try to hold them to a field goal attempt so they can avoid going 2 scores behind. 3 wide receivers again for the Chargers. Square into Keenan Allen. Double teamed again. And this time on double teamed, Herbert finds a completion on his card. It's 5-yard pickup. That sets up a 2nd and 5 at the Saints 12, down to 1:30 left in the first half. Saints still have 3 timeouts if they want to manage that and try to come back offensively. 3 wide receivers. Defense in the nickel again. Off tackle to Joshua Kelly to the defensive card. That's going to be 4 yards, and there's a box there again. And for the 2nd time on the drive, Kelly hits Pater with the box. That's a touchdown run for Kelly. 12 yards to Pater, and the Chargers go up 2 scores, 17-7. Incidentally, Quan Alexander injured on that play for the Saints. Here's the ensuing kickoff. It is deep once again, and the Saints will take it at their own 25-yard line. .122 to go in the first half. Saints have all 3 timeouts. Let's see how aggressive they are. They are coming out in the blocking back formation again. Defense will stay in the nickel preventatively. And it's an end run to Taysom Hill. And that's going to be a pickup of 7 yards on the defensive card. The offensive guard needed to be only a 4, and he was. And so that sets up 2nd and 3. New Orleans at the 32. He got out of bounds on the run, so he didn't have to burn a timeout. Right back to the blocking back formation. Defense in the nickel. This time out of the run formation. They're throwing long to Michael Thomas, but there are 2 men back there, and that's incomplete on the defensive card. So the formation calls here were staying conservative, but they tried to go over the top, not fooling the Chargers there, and it's 3rd and 3. Blocking back formation again for Taysom Hill. Kamara behind him. Defense in the nickel. 3rd and 3 at their own 32 for the Saints. Here's an off tackle to Kamara on his card. That's 9 yards and a first down. We have a penalty, but it is a defensive encroachment call that will be declined. It's a first down run. Or actually, I guess they accepted the penalty, it says. I apologize. Yeah, I misunderstood that. That was a 5-yard penalty accepted by New Orleans for encroachment. And so that is a 1st and 10 for the Saints at their own 37. Here's a screen to Kamara on the defensive card. Result of receiver, and it's incomplete on a 9. We have another injury on the play. They're dropping like flies. A defender on the Chargers, Nwosu, is out. Looks like he'll be out for the rest of the game. 52 seconds left for the Saints. 2nd and 10 at their own 37. Defense guessing pass, but they'll run it to Taysom Hill. And that's not going to do much. That's just a 3-yard run. He does get out of bounds. So this sets up a 3rd and 7. New Orleans at their own 40. They obviously need the conversion here, but they still have 3 timeouts, so they can use the whole field. 45 seconds to go. Defense out of the nickel. Still in the blocking back formation. A run set shown by the Saints. Here's a pitch out to Kamara. Defense calling pass, and it's just a gain of 5 yards. He's tackled in bounds. It's looks to be a couple yards short. Looks like it's about a 4th and 2 at his own 45. And let's see what they are doing. They are going for it. The Saints take the timeout. 37 seconds left. They're down 10. 4th and 2 at their own 45. So a big risk if they don't get this of the Chargers being in position to get a late score. Big play call here. Blocking back formation yet again. Kamara deep in the eye behind the fullback. Taysom Hill with Sanders and Thomas split out wide. It's a pitch out to Kamara. They're guessing pass, and he goes for 2 yards and converts, and he gets out of bounds. Interestingly, that was double sixes on Kamara's card. Snake Eyes would have been 49 yards, but double sixes, amazingly, is just 2 yards. That's exactly what he needed for the first down, and it's 1st and 10. Saints at their own 47. 30 seconds left in the first half. They need a couple of first downs to get some field goal range here. Here's a quick out to Jared Cook. Defense calling pass. We're going to go to the yak rating of Cook, and he's going to convert that for, looks like 8 yards, and he does not get out of bounds. So they're going to have to probably use their 2nd timeout here. We'll see what the Saints do. I would think they're going to use it, and they do. So the Saints now down to just 1 timeout. 22 seconds left in the first half. They are at the Chargers' 45-yard line. Still in the blocking back formation. Exact same set. Defense stays in the nickel. Saints really need to get down inside the 32 to get good field goal range. Here's a must run for Taysom Hill, and he's got a good roll for 10 yards. It is a 10-yard gain and a first down conversion, but he did not get out of bounds, of course, so they are probably going to have to use that last time out here. They're down to the 35-yard line. But from where they're kicking it, it is most likely going to be a 2 through 4. So they did not. They chose to spike the ball. Actually, that's a good call here by Dan Sir. Give him credit. Spikes the ball, 8 seconds left, and preserves the timeout. 2nd and 10 on the 35. So he's got time for one play to see if he can get a closer range. He's at the 35-yard line. Here's a quick out to Jared Cook. Yak rating is going to determine it. For the second time, it goes to Cook's yak rating, and he's going to lose a couple of yards. -2 on that play, and they're going to have to burn their last time out. It sets up a 3rd and 12 at the 37-yard line with just 1 second left. We're waiting for him to call that timeout, but I don't see another option here. And here it is, 1 second left, and he's going to try a 54-yard field goal. That's a 2 through 4 to hit it if the variable doesn't hurt him. It did not, but it is still no good. Wide to the left. He rolled a 6, needed a 2 through 4, and that's going to get us to halftime, folks. Chargers defense holds on. Saints run out of time, and they don't get a score. We go to halftime here at the Superdome with the Chargers on top, 17-7. Looks like they're getting ready to go ahead and kick off here. Still no word on the Bucs game, so we will stay here. While we're waiting for them to go, let's see what we've got. Halftime yardage. The Chargers have outgained them 221 to 182. Justin Herbert, 164 pass yards on the day. 32 passes, just 6 runs for the Chargers in this one. Much more balanced attack out of the Saints. 15 passes, 9 of 15 for Taysom Hill. And looks like 16 runs. So a nice balance there. We're into the second half now. And that's a nice kick return for the Saints, who start the second half with possession. And they'll start it out at the 30. So for the Saints, they head into halftime down 10. And this is their opening drive of the second half. Blocking back formation. Chargers will open with a 3-4. I had not looked at injuries. Austin Eckler is out for this game, so that's obviously a big one. And Drew Brees and Traquan Smith, so that's how we get Taysom Hill. Here's a deep ball to Jared Cook, but he's forced out of the pocket, and he's going to throw a little dump pass, and that's completed, and that's going to be a first down. 13 yards on the defensive card, result of 7, obviously. Adam Troutman on the reception, his second. And that's going to get the Saints out to their own 43-yard line, 1st and 10. Here's a screen to Kamara, and it is going to be incomplete. He actually had the defense guessing run, but the defense dropped a pair of linebackers in both the flat zones, and on the defensive card, he was able to thwart that attempt. So nice job doubling the flats by Anthony, and that forces a 2nd and 10 now for the Saints at their own 43. That's what I like to call the penny in 2 buckets defense. Here's a short pass to Emmanuel Sanders. Defense guessing run again, and that's completed. That's a 15-yard completion, as a matter of fact, for Taysom Hill. Emmanuel Sanders, his first reception on the day, and it's a 1st and 10 across midfield now to the 42 of the Chargers. Oh, here's another fumble, a snap fumble. I think that's the second one by Taysom Hill, and this is recovered by the Chargers again. So for the second time in the game, Taysom Hill can't handle the snap. Something with the exchange goes awry, and the Chargers take over. Earlier, it was in their red zone in the first half, and now here it is up near midfield. Chargers taking over at their own 43-yard line. They'll go right back to the 3 wide receivers. Two big fumbles in the game for the snap exchange in New Orleans offense. Chargers up by 10 and driving, or getting ready to drive from midfield here early in the third quarter. Quick slant over the middle to Hunter Henry. Goes to the receiver card, and it's going to be an 8-yard pickup. Henry, pretty good tight end out of the backfield there. Picks up 8, and that sets up 2nd and 2. Chargers across midfield now at the 49 of New Orleans. They're staying in that 3 wide receiver set. Jalen Guyton in the slot. Here's an off tackle to Joshua Kelly, and the defense is keying him on 2nd and 2. Goes to the card for the running back, and that means nothing. It's a -1, as a matter of fact. Kelly loses a yard, and it's 3rd and 3. Right on the midfield stripe now, a big 3rd and 3. First series of plays after the turnover by New Orleans. Big 3rd and 3 here out of 3 wide receivers yet again. Defense in the nickel for the Saints. Here's an off tackle to Kalen Balaj, who came in, and he's going to get that first down. That's a pickup of 5 yards, and that's going to be a first down at the 45-yard line of New Orleans. 5 first downs rushing on the day, despite a few carries for the Chargers. There's another run. This time it's going to be Joshua Kelly, and it's a pickup of 2 yards off tackle on the defensive card. 2nd and 8 at the Saints 43. Same formation shown by both teams. It's going to be a deep ball to Jalen Guyton. On his card, Herbert hits the long gain. That's going to go, and it's 54 yards. That's going to be a touchdown from the 43. Chargers on the board. They convert the turnover into points, and they're taking a big lead here in the Superdome. 23, now 24-7 after the extra point. And so the Chargers are now up 17 points. Plenty of time for the Saints, but they now have themselves officially a big hole to dig out of. Saints have been or I should say the Chargers have been a hard luck team so far this year. They're 0-4 on the season, and every single loss is by single digits, single points, 1 score or less. Chargers trying to get their first win of the year. They look to be in good shape here. Here's an off tackle to Alvin Kamara. Nothing doing. He's stuffed because the defense made a good run call, resulted in 0 on right. It would have been a short gain. 2nd down and 10. Kamara now just 25 yards rushing on 7 carries. Blocking back again. This time, Kamara is out. Latavius Murray substitutes in at tailback. Chargers out of the 3-4 this time. They're guessing run, but it's a screen to Latavius Murray, and he's got it for a 9-yard gain. Defensive card, a rule of 5 with a 6 on the linebacker. So that's a 9-yard gain, sets up 3rd and 1. Alvin Kamara comes back in now for the Saints on 3rd and 1. They're guessing pass. They're doubling Emmanuel Sanders, and it is thrown to Emmanuel Sanders, and he brings it in anyway. 11 yards on the pass from Taysom Hill to Emmanuel Sanders for the first down conversion on 3rd and 1. Nice call by Anthony Tangora on the double team, but it went to the defensive card and was converted. So the Saints get to play on 1st and 10 now at their 45. Here's an off tackle to Kamara. Defense looking pass, but it's only 2 yards. Went to the offensive line, and the offensive end couldn't get it done. And that was just a 2-yard pickup. Kamara just 3.4 average on the day, running the ball on 8 carries. 2nd and 8 now, New Orleans at their 47-yard line. Latavius Murray back in the eye. Defense in the 3-4. Here's a short pass to Emmanuel Sanders. Incomplete on the defensive card. Plenty of opportunities there with 3 men, but they found a hole with the dice, and that's going to bring up a 3rd down conversion opportunity for the Saints. 3rd and 8 now at their own 47. Saints 2 of 4 on 3rd down so far. Kamara deep in the eye, and they're throwing long, and it's Kamara out of the backfield, throwing deep to him, but that is intercepted. The Chargers were ready, and it's going to be a return, but he is tackled immediately. But there is a flag on the play, and they are bringing this one back, folks. Actually, they're not bringing it back. They're moving it forward. That's a pass interference call. Defensive pass interference on a long play to Kamara. and that's going to get them into field goal range. 1st and 10 for the Saints now. Big penalty. They're at the 27-yard line. 1st and 10. Defense guessing run. It's a short pass to Emmanuel Sanders, but that is incomplete. It was a defender on the defensive card. Sanders covered by Michael Davis, who is a 4 and managed to stop that. 2nd and 10. Saints, 2nd and 10 at the 27 of the Chargers. Down 17 points. Here's an off tackle to Kamara, and that's nothing doing. 0 on that run. Once again, Anthony Tangora with a good run call on 2nd and 10 to convert what would have been a short gain into nothing, no gain. So Kamara continues to struggle. 3rd and 10. So a big 3rd down here. We'll see what Dan Sir has in mind to get this conversion. A field goal helps him still quite a bit. It would cut it to a 2-score game at 14 points. So, but from the 27, yeah, he's got good kicking from the 27. He should have a pretty good shot if it comes to that. So a lot of options here for Dan Sir. 3rd and 10. His Saints offense at the Chargers' 27-yard line. Kamara is deep in the eye, and the defense is set up in the nickel. Emmanuel Sanders and Michael Thomas are split wide. It's an end run to the quarterback. Taysom Hill goes to the defensive card. It's not quite enough. It's an 8-yard gain. There is a penalty, and that is against the offense this time. It's holding on the Saints, and that is going to back it up. So it is. So rather than a 4th and 2 in field goal range, the Chargers have taken the penalty. It's now 3rd and 20 for the Saints, back at the 37. They need that 5 yards to get in field goal range. Here's a short pass to Kamara. The result is defender, and that's going to be complete for 15 yards. And so that sets up a 4th and 5. Here comes a field goal attempt from the 22-yard line, 39 yards out. It is through. Huge field goal there for the Saints to cut it to a 2-score lead now, 24-10. The Chargers lead the Saints now 5 minutes, 24 seconds left here in the 3rd quarter of action. Chargers took the touchback, and they have it 1st and 10 now at their 25, up 2 touchdowns. So they've been way heavy on the pass versus the run. We'll see with a 2-score lead here if they want to mix in some more run. They start with it. It is an off tackle to Joshua Kelly. And that's going to be a 2-yard gain on the defensive card. 3rd time they've hit that 6. And that sets up 2nd and 8 at the 27. Still no news, it looks like, on that Bears-Bucks game. Looks like there's an injury here. We have a 3rd and 8, and there's an injury to the Chargers, actually. Trey Turner. He'll be out next week as well. 3rd and 8, Chargers from their 27. Defense is setting up with a nickel. It's a short pass to Mike Williams, and that's incomplete. Herbert on his card on 10, nothing doing, and that's going to force a punt here. I may be mistaken, but I believe it's the first punt that I've seen in this game. I did miss most of the first quarter. That's a punt down to the 25-yard line. Fair caught there, and that's where the Saints will take over. Actually, at the 24-yard line, I apologize. 1st and 10 Saints. 2 punts in the game now for the Chargers and only 1 for the Saints. Saints only 1 punt, but their own worst enemy with a couple of snap fumbles. Here's a quick out to Jared Cook. He is double teamed, but it's still 4 yards on the defensive card. Pick up of 4. It's 2nd and 6 at the 28. Give Tangora credit on that double team. Saints plenty of time. Still 3 minutes plus left in the 3rd quarter. They're down 14. Here's a short pass. Must run as the result, and that's only going to pick up half the yardage needed. Taysom Hill scrambles for 3 and is taken down there by the Chargers' Justin Jones, and that sets up a big 3rd and 3 here. Saints from their own 31. Blocking back formation. Short pass to Jared Cook on wrong, and it's a split roll completed. Snake eyes on the defensive card. Was a 2 to 8 or 12 for 14 yards. He hits it, and Taysom Hill converts that first down out to the 45-yard line. So up near midfield now for the Saints. Here's another short pass. Defense guessing run, this time to Michael Thomas. 15 yards over the middle. Back-to-back first down completions by Taysom Hill. And he's now 17 of 26 for a $180 on the day. Pretty good day for Taysom Hill. They're now in Chargers territory at the 40. Blocking back formation again with Kamara. And here's a screen to Kamara. Possible interception. It's not. It's a 5-yard completion. So the split roll for Taysom Hill on his interception. If you don't get the pick, you get 5 yards. He did. That's Kamara's third reception. And it's 2nd and 5 at the Chargers' 35-yard line. Kamara still deep in the eye. Not a lot of variance in the offensive formation delivered by these two teams. Almost always the blocking back formation for the Saints in a run set and a 3 wide receiver formation for the Chargers. 2nd and 5. Here's a short pass to Michael Thomas. They're guessing run. It goes to the defensive card defender, and it is completed for another 15 yards by Taysom Hill to Michael Thomas. Thomas now 4 catches, 60 yards, and now it's 1st and 10 at the Chargers 20. Here's an off tackle to Kamara, and on the defensive card, he's got the short gain, and that's going to be first down run of 10 yards. 1st and goal at the 10. First big run from Kamara that I've seen. 18 seconds left here in the third quarter. This might be the last play. It's 1st and goal at the 10 for the Saints. Latavius Murray is now in. Chargers showing blitz out of the 3-4. Wonder how close the Dancer needs to get for this to become 4-down territory for him. Here's a curl to Emmanuel Sanders. They doubled the wrong guy. Quarterback is flushed out of the pocket. Taysom Hill. He goes to the flat, and it is complete. It's a touchdown. That's a 10-yard touchdown strike to Adam Troutman. And the extra point is pending. We have a 1-score game here, folks. The extra point is up and good. And that dump pass actually hit Snake Eyes on the defensive card. It was a long gain, but only 10 yards was needed, and we've got a brand new ball game. We have now reached the fourth quarter. 24-17 Chargers are on top. So give the Saints credit for fighting back with 10 unanswered points. They're back in the game, down 7. First play now coming up here for the fourth quarter. 3 wide receivers. Defense showing nickel. It's a short pass to Hunter Henry and incomplete on the defensive card. Saints have a real good defensive card. Only 1 automatic completion sitting there with 4 men, and out of the nickel they had it. Once again, 3 wide receivers split out. Here's a slant to Hunter Henry again, 2nd straight time. Right back to the defensive card and incomplete again. The result was defender. Only needed to be a 4. We know the Saints are good defensively in most cases. And that's now 3rd and 10. Once again, 3 wide receivers. Defense showing blitz this time out of the nickel. So Dancer willing to tempt him. Showing that free safety a little closer. 3rd straight play, short pass to Hunter Henry. Incomplete. So 3 and out, nothing doing there for the Chargers. And not any time really taking off the clock. Here's the punt, and it's not a good one. He rolled an 11. That's just a 35-yard punt. Saints are going to field that from their 40, and you know what to do with that. He's across midfield. Deontay Harris picks up 19 on that punt return, and the Saints, down 7, are now taking over with their drive in Chargers territory at the 41-yard line. Early fourth quarter. Saints in a position now to maybe have a shot here. There's a short gain run on this play to Kamara. I'm sorry, is that Kamara? It was Kamara. 14 yards, and that's down to the 27-yard line. Saints 1st and 10 at the Chargers 27. Here's a deep ball to Jared Cook. Defense was caught guessing run, but it is incomplete. Taysom Hill, obviously not the best long pass card, but sure had some opportunities, rolled the double sixes, and that falls harmlessly to the ground. So 2nd and 10, Saints at the 27-yard line. Blocking back, they're going deep again, though, to Jared Cook on wrong again, and it still is incomplete. So back-to-back chances. Good call, you would have to say, for Dan Sir to get long pass wrong on back-to-back plays. But Taysom Hill's in there. Drew Brees is not. I don't know what it was on Brees' car, but that's not good here. And that's 3rd and 10. So real big play here. A lot of momentum going for the Saints. But you stop them here and you force a field goal and probably retain the lead. They'll stay in the blocking back formation. Kamara's the single setback. Defense shows the nickel. It's a pitch out to Kamara. They're running. It goes to the defensive card. It's 5 yards, but a flag, and it is a personal foul. Big penalty on the Chargers. Takes that 4th down off the board, adds 15, and it's now 1st and 10 at the Chargers' 11-yard line. Blocking back, this time Murray is the single setback. Defense out of the 3-4. Another pass to Jared Cook over the middle. That is caught. Touchdown! An 11-yard completion with an 11 result with 4 men there, getting exactly what he needs. And here's the extra point to try to tie this game. Will Lutz is true right through the uprights. 17 unanswered by the Saints, and in a blink of an eye, this game is tied at 24. 12 minutes exactly left in the 4th quarter, and we are setting up for a big finish. Chargers get the touchback and take over at their 25-yard line. They'll stay in that 3 wide receiver formation. They've been in that formation all day. Chargers have punted 3 and out on each of their last 2 possessions, so they got that 17-point lead. But the Saints defense in the second half is dialing it up here on back-to-back possessions. Coach is sharing a laugh here. Here's a screen to Joshua Kelly out of the backfield. Quarterback card gets a result of receiver, and it is incomplete. Roll a 7, and that's never going to be complete on halfbacks, or very rarely, we should say. 2nd down and 10. Herbert struggled early. He got hot, put the team up by 17, and he's been struggling again. He's now 20 of 40 for 215. Here's a slant pass to Hunter Henry, and that's going to be a result of receiver and incomplete on double sixes. 3rd down and 10. Chargers in danger of going 3 and out again, and really kind of sticking to the same formation, the same offensive play calls. It seems like in the last couple drives, it's just not working yet. 3rd and 10. So once again, not a good manageable down and distance for him on 3rd down. Playbook shrinks. 3 wide receiver formation, defense in the nickel. Chargers could really use a 3rd down conversion here. Oh, he had a crossing pattern to Keenan Allen. He was double teamed. That forces the quarterback to hold it a little longer, and there's a sack on the play. Trey Hendrickson of the Saints comes in and gets a 5-yard sack on that one, and it is a 4th and 15 punt from the Chargers. But from their 20, a booming punt of 55 yards, but a nice return again, this time by Marquez Callaway? No, it doesn't say who returned it. Where is it? Yes, Marquez Callaway. I apologize. A 23-yard return on that punt. And that gets the Saints all the way up toward midfield at their 48. And here's a 1st down screen by the Saints. The defense was guessing run, and that's a big gain. Yak rating. That's 17 yards of yak yardage plus 5 for a 22-yard reception there for Alvin Kamara. 1st and 10 at the Chargers' 30-yard line. Saints immediately again right back in scoring range. Defense calls run short to Emmanuel Sanders. That's complete. Saints are just cutting right through the defense all of a sudden. First and 10 at the 18, now in the red zone. Tie game, 9:54 to go. Blocking back formation with Kamara. Deep, they're throwing a screen to him again. This time there's two men there, and it is intercepted. In the red zone, another turnover. The Chargers pick it off, and he is returning this ball 25 yards across the 40. The third turnover of the game by the Saints, two of them in the red zone, and it is still 24-24. The turnovers are keeping the Chargers going here. First and 10 at their 41. Chargers coming back now. Short pass to Hunter Henry again. 12 yards completed. First and 10. Across midfield now for the Chargers, out to the 47-yard line. Chargers now driving, trying to get the lead score. Here's a deep ball over the nickel to Jalen Guyton. They're doubling the wrong guy. It's a result of must run and only 3 yards there for Justin Herbert. He rolled a 10. Herbert has the ability to pick up some good yardage on must run, but just 3 yards there, and it's now 2nd and 7 at the 44 of the Saints. Clock now starting to look like a factor as we're now down to 8:42 left in the game. Here's a button hook to the halfback, Justin Jackson, and that's going to be a 4-yard gain on a result of receiver. There was a possible receiver fumble, but Justin Jackson has true hands, and he kept the ball. That is 3rd down and 3 now at the Saints 40. So at the Saints 40 on the edge of field goal range, 3rd and 3 for the Chargers. Tied 24-24, just over 8 minutes left in this game. Chargers looking for their first win. Saints are 2-2. Chargers showing something different here. 2 tight ends, single set back, and it is a quick slant over the middle to Donald Parham, and it's on the defensive card, incomplete. So decision time here for Anthony. It's 4th down and 3 for his Chargers at the Saints' 40-yard line. 24-24, 7:48 to go. His decision is made, and the Chargers are going for it. So huge 4th down opportunity here for the Chargers. They'll stay in that 2 tight end formation. Pitch out to Justin Jackson. They guess run, but it goes to the defensive card, and it is a conversion. 4 yards and a first down. Justin Jackson converting with a huge run there to extend this drive. 1st and 10 at the New Orleans 36-yard line. Back to the 3 wide receiver formation for the Chargers. Defense dropping back into the nickel. Here's another slant to Hunter Henry. They're doubling Keenan Allen again, though. Flushed out of the pocket is Justin Herbert. Goes to his card. It's a result of receiver and a 6-yard completion to Jalen Guyton. So Guyton gets the Chargers a very manageable 2nd down now. 2nd and 4 at the New Orleans 30. Exactly 6 minutes left to go here in this tie game from the Superdome. Chargers again, 2 tight end formation. Mixing it up here late in the 4th quarter. Saints showing the 4-3. And here's a quick slant over the middle to Hunter Henry. There's 2 men there. It goes to the defensive card, but is incomplete. Incomplete, good call. Give Dan Sir credit for doubling up that look-in zone. And that's given him an opportunity here on 3rd down. It is 3rd and 4 at the Saints' 30-yard line. From the 30-plus zone, 33-plus zone, I should say, it's 2 through 5. It's 2 to 7 and 12 inside of that. Here's a 4-yard gain by Justin Jackson around the end. They called a run, but it was a false start to cancel that out. And so they'll back up 5. Now 3rd and 9 from the 35-yard line of the Saints. That's a big 5 yards as it knocks him out of a much more manageable field goal range. 3rd and 9, Chargers at the Saints 35. Here's a slant to Hunter Henry. They've doubled Hunter Henry. It goes to the defensive card and is incomplete. With 4 men in that zone, there's plenty of empty space there on the New Orleans defensive card. And so it's 4th and 9 now at the 35. 6 minutes to go in this game. Anthony can take a 2-through-5 field goal possibility here. If he gets a variable that improves his position by 3 yards, he could get that to a 2-through-7 and 12. But you'd have to get a plus 3 yardage on that, or it's a 2-through-5. But it's 4th and 9 at the 35. I got to think you don't punt, so you cross that off, and he's going to go for it. And I think that's the right call. Your odds of converting a 4th and 9 are probably similar to that field goal, so you might as well go. So big play in this tie game right here. 4th and 9 at the 35 of the Saints. Justin Herbert in the shotgun. He's going to go deep. They're doubling the tight end. The long pass zone is open, and it goes to the empty card of the defense. Long pass to the 5-yard line. Oh, it wasn't quite enough to get to the end zone, but a great call on 4th and 9. Tangora goes for the gusto, catches them doubling to Hunter Henry, which he'd been setting up this whole fourth quarter with all these passes to Hunter Henry, calls the long pass on 4th down, but he gets a bad roll on the long gain chart, and it's only down to the 5-yard line. But it's still 1st and goal, Chargers at the 5. 5:24 to go in this tie game. Saints will have plenty of time to come back and try to tie it if he scores here. 2 tight end formation. Kenneth Balaj is in the backfield. They're going to go off tackle to Balaj. Defense looking pass, and it's going to be a pickup of just 1 yard. It did go to the defensive card. And, of course, inside the 10-yard line, you got a lot of linebackers up there stuffing the zone. So 2nd and goal now at the 4-yard line. Just the 2nd carry on the day by Balaj. Both teams tied at 24. 4:48 to go in this game. 2 tight end formation. Defense in the 4-3. Clutch plays in this moment with under 5 minutes to go. A lot of 5 stuffing up the middle as far as the ratings against the run. And it's a slant to Hunter Henry. They've doubled Hunter Henry again, and that's going to be a sack. So just as we saw earlier in the game, a sack comes when a receiver is successfully double teamed. Forces the quarterback to hold the ball a little longer, and he was brought down by Trey Hendrickson under that scenario for the 2nd time today. Hendrickson with 2 sacks now, and it's 3rd and goal at the 10-yard line. 4:12 to go in the game. So big play here for the Chargers offense. 48 pass attempts now for Justin Herbert. Defense out of the nickel. 3 wide receivers. Here's a screen on 3rd and goal from the 10 to the tailback Balaj. There is a linebacker there. It goes to the yak rating. And let's see what he can do with it. And he's got a good yak rating, and that's going to get to the end zone. Touchdown, Balaj. Justin Herbert to Kalen Balaj for 10 yards and a score. And the Chargers get the go-ahead touchdown with 3:54 to go here in the game. They're kicking off to New Orleans, and that kickoff is down to the goal line. New Orleans is going to bring it out, and it's a nice return by Deontay Harris, 29 yards. And so, New Orleans, here we are, folks. 3:36 to go, 4th quarter. New Orleans down 7. 1st and 10 from their 29-yard line out of the blocking back formation. Chargers once led this game 24-7. New Orleans came back with 17 unanswered to tie the game and were driving to take the lead before they gave up their 3rd turnover. Chargers turnover into points again, and they're up 31-24. Saints now going to try to drive for the tying touchdown with 3:36 to go. Defense in the 3-4 for the Chargers. It's a short pass to Troutman, and it's a receiver result completed, and that's 15 yards. And Troutman gets out of bounds to boot. Taysom Hill now has the Saints out to the 44-yard line. First and 10 Saints at the 44. Kamara still deep in the eye. Here's a short pass to Kamara out of the backfield. He's not open. He's flushed out of the pocket, Taysom Hill is, and he's got a flat pass. The result is receiver. It's incomplete. Jared Cook on his own card on right has some good gains, but not where the dice found the card. And so, second down and 10 now. Saints from their own 44, 3 minutes to go. Both teams have all 3 timeouts remaining. Field goal does the Saints no good. Here's a pitch out to Kamara, defense looking pass, and that's going to be an 8-yard run, and Kamara hits the out-of-bounds line too. And so that's going to be third down and 2 now. A nice pickup to set up a manageable third down. Whole playbook is open on 3rd and 2. They're across midfield now. The Saints are at the Chargers' 48-yard line. Blocking back formation, Latavius Murray, the battering ram, comes in on 3rd and 2. And they go off tackle to Murray. Goes to the defensive card, and it is a 5-yard gain and a first down. Or is it? Let's see here. Yes, it is. First and 10 down to the 43-yard line. We're now down to 2 minutes and 6 seconds. So this will be the final play before the 2-minute warning. We're setting up for a big finish here. First and 10 Saints at the 43. Kamara now deep in the eye. Chargers out of the 3-4. Here's a short pass to Emmanuel Sanders. He's doubled by Adderley, but flushed out of the pocket again is Taysom Hill. He goes into a flat that's empty, and it's 8 yards. So that's second down and 2, and we have reached the 2-minute warning. And so with 2 minutes to go here in New Orleans Superdome, the Saints are down 31-24. They need a touchdown to tie it. Second and 2 at their own, or I should say at the Chargers' 35-yard line. Taysom Hill closing in on 300 yards passing, 25 for 38, 278, and 3 touchdowns, 1 pick. Blocking back formation, it's off tackle to Kamara. It's on wrong, and Kamara finds his short gain. Nice run over the middle. That's going to be first down and much more, 16 yards into the red zone. Chargers were guessing Kamara, but they were double teaming him for pass. Kamara now 14 carries, 80 yards on the day. He has picked up his pace here in the comeback. First and 10 at the 19, a minute 30 left to go. Showing blitz out of the 3-4 is the Chargers defense. Kamara still back there in the single setback. Here's a short pass to Emmanuel Sanders, and it is flushed out of the pocket. Taysom Hill flushed out again. He's got a flat with nobody there. It looks to be complete, and that's going to go, folks. 19 yards to pay dirt. He is in for the score. He got 0 men there, and for the second time, a long gain result on Snake Eyes, and that resulted in a 19-yard touchdown pass to Troutman again. So Troutman with 2 of those long gains on flat, and this one now ties the game at 31 with the extra point going through. And so here we go, folks. We're tied at 31 again. Chargers have time because the Saints scored quicker than expected. 31-31. Chargers, a minute and 15 seconds to go in this game. They still have their 3 timeouts. They're going back to their 3 wide receiver formation. The defense will be in the nickel for the Saints. Saints trying to force overtime. Here's a screen to the tailback, Kelly. They guessed pass, and it is incomplete. Justin Herbert on his card found the 1 blank spot, and that's second and 10 now. That was the 50th pass attempt in this game by Justin Herbert, 25 of 50, 50%. Here's a sideline pass to Keenan Allen. They're guessing pass again, and this time it's complete. Defense card gives up 9 yards with a 6 roll over the linebacker. And so here's a 3rd and 1, Chargers at the 34. Interesting situation if they don't convert. We'll see. They're going to stay in the 3 wide receiver formation, but they're sneaking it. The defense called pass. Herbert got the first down penalty, and it is a penalty of personal foul on the Saints. Wow. That is a penalty that takes the Chargers across midfield to the 46. Huge penalty on the Saints. First and 10 Chargers at the 46. Now 52 seconds left in all 3 timeouts. 4 wide receivers. They're splitting them out now, the Chargers are. Defense will stay in the nickel. Justin Jackson
is the single setback back with Herbert out of the shotgun. And here's a square into Keenan Allen. They are doubling him. It goes to the quarterback card and is incomplete. It was a result of 9, so that would have been a receiver lookup. But with a successful double team, it's incomplete, and it's now 2nd and 10 at the Saints' 46-yard line. Chargers' longest field goal range goes out to 37-yard line. They're 2 through 5 from there, and 2 through 7 and 12 inside of that. Here's a deep ball. They're not thinking field goal. The defense is guessing pass. They have a man there. QB flushed out of the pocket. Herbert rolling. Finds someone in the flat. That's complete. That's a 13-yard pickup to Jalen Guyton. Down to the 33 of New Orleans. Guyton now, 5 catches, 99 yards on the day. Good day for him. 1st and 10 at the 33 of the Saints, so they're right on the borderline of those 2 field goal ranges. 37 seconds left, all 3 timeouts. Chargers trying to set themselves in position for a game-winning field goal opportunity. They'll stay in the 3 wide receiver formation. It's a button hook to the tailback Jackson. They've double-teamed him again, and it is incomplete on the defensive card. Nice call. Nice clutch defensive call by the coach there of the defense, Dan Sir. 30 seconds left now. 2nd and 10 at the 33. Already in a field goal opportunity. 3 wide receiver set again. Defense in the nickel. Just 30 ticks left in this game. Chargers trying to secure their first win of the season. Here's a square out to Mike Williams. They're guessing run. It goes to the defensive card, and it is completed for 5 yards. So that sets up a 3rd and 5 with 22 seconds left to go. Williams got out of bounds, so the timeouts aren't taken. It's 3rd and 5 at the 28 of New Orleans from right here. Barring some crazy variable field goal outcome, this is a 2 through 7 and 12 field goal from this spot. If he can get inside the 22, it's 2 through 10. You know that's his goal. 3rd and 5 at the 28. Out of the nickel, he throws a hitch to Mike Williams. There's one man there. They doubled the wrong guy, and it is incomplete. Incomplete on the quarterback card for Justin Herbert, and it's 4th and 5 at the 28. 15 seconds to go. Here comes the field goal. 2 through 7 and 12. It is wide. It's not good, but there's a flag. Let's see who it's on. New Orleans is flagged for encroachment. Another huge penalty for the Saints, and that moves it up 5 yards to the 23. He gets another shot. From the 23, it's 2 to 7 and 12. But if he can get it to a 2 to 10, he can get it to a 2 to 10. But he is going to go for this. He has timeout, so he's going to go for it. Okay, that makes sense. 8 seconds left. 1st and 10 at the 23. He wants that additional yardage to get to the 2 to 10 field goal range. 4 wide receivers. He's going to split the Saints defense out wide. Saints sit in the nickel. Saints wanting to keep him right on the border of that longer field goal range. So big play as we get ready and get set up for how difficult this final field goal attempt of the game is going to be. 2 big penalties in this final drive defensively for the Saints. Here's a square into Tyron Johnson. There's 2 men there, and it goes to the defensive card incomplete. It was almost intercepted, but it's not, and we have 1 second left from the 23-yard line. Here comes the field goal. The field goal variable helps him, and it is good. With nothing on the clock, Badgley puts it through. The Chargers have picked up their first win of the season. I'm going to tell the coaches they can come join me. What an amazing game. So the Chargers win 34-31. It's their first win of the season. That almost went to overtime. It's look at the congruency of their scores here. They lost 35-31. They lost 34-31, and now they've won 34-31. So all 1-score games. This time the Chargers come out on top, and they secure their first win of the season. The Saints are going to drop to 2-3, and they're going to be trying to keep pace with the teams in there. Anthony, are you there, buddy?
I'm here.
How you doing, man?
Good.
Congratulations on your first win, man.
Yeah, nice to get off the schneid.
That was another nail biter for you.
Yep, used to that now. So
And you got a couple of. I'm going to go ahead. Let me switch this down to us again here. I guess would make sense. So I noticed you also got a couple. First of all, you got a lot of turnover help.
yeah,
Zone turnovers. That's a big help. And then also
huge.
on that winning drive, he had a couple of gigantic penalties that really helped put you in a position to win that game, right?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the turnovers really would stand out. The penalties, I think, were, we both got helped a lot there when it's all said and done. Of course, when they're on the last drive, it's amplified. But the turnovers are really what did it. And Taysom Hill has that high snap fumble in the first half. He was driving inside the 20 red zone, and snap fumble showed up. He has an 18 snap fumble.
Was Drew Brees? Was he a rested player basically?
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I thought because I didn't see him. Boy, Justin Herbert, 57 pass attempts, and I noticed you stayed in the three wide formation for pretty much the entire game until we got to the fourth quarter, and then at that point, it seemed like you wanted to maybe try something else out.
It was just situational stuff where you may have needed a few more yards. Eckler was out for the game. He got
I saw
injured
that.
in the first half, but I wasn't going to use him much anyway. Truth be told, he was more of a decoy today.
By the way, I got to tell you, I just love I love a gutsy call when I see it. And I think it's a gutsy call when you're facing. You know exactly what I'm talking about. I think that's a gutsy call on 4th and 5 to go over the top. I like the call. I also commented on the broadcast that I don't know if this was intentional, and if you're smart, you'll say it was, of course. But you really set that play up very well by going again and again and again to Hunter Henry to draw that safety up to double team, and you managed to capitalize at the exact right moment to catch him doubling Henry with the safety and give yourself that opening zone.
That was the main opening that I had on offense all game was long past zero men, because there was going to be a lot of frequent double teams. The game for the most part, even with Taysom Hill, was not really in the cards. The Chargers don't have a running game, and the Saints do. So I mean that is the main difference in the game, is that I'm going to be calling run with some frequency, and Hill can still hurt you, guess wrong, and he's got the receivers to do it too, of course. So to overcome that, you need the turnovers, first of all. But once you get past that, now the game's even, right? Because you're getting lucky with these turnovers.
Right.
The secondary level in terms of advantage disadvantage is that zero man pass, and I had a couple shots at it. I missed out in the first half. I don't know how long you had the broadcast going.
I was there all the way from the end of first quarter on.
Right. Missed in the first half. The only blank on the defensive part, I think the 4 showed up. And then, but that happens. But I knew I'd have to go back to that to win the game. I'd have to take advantage of that long pass zero man. There's no way you can dink and dunk the entire game and not have something go wrong.
Right.
And so there was the opportunity to go for it, and it hit. So
plus, if so as you keep alluding to correctly, there's so many of these quarterbacks now. They're flat pass geniuses, and so defenses pack in those flats. And if you don't find the opportunities to go deep, you're just asking for that free safety to be impacting your game all day long. And so I hear what you're saying on that. So hey, congratulations, man! Big win.
And it's no secret. I mean, that's what the Chargers are going to have to do.
Sure.
All year long. There isn't much of a running game. If you run Eckler with any frequency, he's going to push right up against overuse, and he'll be
right.
At best, he'll be like an every other game sort of guy. So if you want to have him in the game for 16 games this year, we're going to have to pass a lot. And the dynamic for the Chargers becomes not run pass. That's not it anymore. For the Chargers, if you look at the cards, what it is it flat pass or long pass? That is the guessed wrong scenario that the defense has put in, because they're already past the run pass dynamic. They're going to guess pass.
Sure.
So now the guess is, do I guard against the flat or do I guard against the deep? And that's the cat and mouse, which is just a different cat and mouse that I'm used to. I mean, sure. Atlanta's never had it. I've had Atlanta for 12 years, however long I had them. They never had much of a running game anyway, but not this bad. So I've never been in this scenario where, thank goodness the Chargers have 4 three receivers that can really go deep well, and one of them is not. None of them is named Keenan Allen, right? There's three
Right.
other guys. So if you're doubling Keenan because I'm going to him, getting 20 catches a game or whatever, and that gets pretty frustrating for a coach, you start to sneak up on him or you sneak up on the halfback. That does open that opportunity
Yeah.
to go deep, and that is in essence de facto the guessed wrong situation for the Chargers offense.
And who do you have next week?
Uh,
Jacksonville,
yeah, after this.
who is the first team to make the postseason this year.
Yeah, and playing, yeah, right, and
He's
playing
playing
well
pretty
too.
good
Yeah, for sure.
with that team. You got to give him credit. So,
Mhm.
well, listen, I'm going to cut over to the Bengals-Ravens game now because that's, I think, a real big one tonight. I don't know what happened to Tampa, Chicago. I never heard from them. Do you mind just kind of hitting that broadcast channel where I posted and let them know that the broadcast continues? I'm going to go ahead and switch now to Ravens, and
Yeah.
I just want people to
One
know if
thing
they were
real
waiting
fast,
for Ravens game or whatever. I want them to know I'm going to switch over to that now.
I will let
So
them. Just one shout out to the Strat team. 35-29 was the real life final. Chargers won in New Orleans last year. I think it was a Monday night,
really,
and 34-31. So I mean,
how about that?
they do a really good job. They really do a good job.
All right. Well, let's get over here and see what's happening in this battle for AFC North supremacy early in the season. Cincinnati and Baltimore. And let me find that game number. All right. Should be coming up momentarily. And here we are. Baltimore already out on top 13-3. But we do have the Bengals driving. Here's a short pass to Giovanni Bernard, who is double teamed on the play on 2nd and 10 from the Baltimore 19. Flushed out of the pocket. Should be Joe Burrow. It looks like he's got an 8-yard pass. It is not Joe Burrow. So we're going to take a look at that. It's 3rd down and 2. So a big 3rd down here for the Bengals in the red zone. They're trailing 13-3. Ravens on top. But 3rd and 2. Bengals at the Ravens 11.
I'm guessing Burrow's out for overuse. If I had to guess,
That's my guess too. I was going to check it in a sec here. Here's a screen pass against a run defense. Opportunity for Giovanni Bernard here. And Brandon Allen gets it for 6 yards plus the yak, and that's going to be good enough when you've got Giovanni Bernard. That's a touchdown of 11 yards.
Nice.
Brandon Allen in there for Joe Burrow. Has the Bengals in the end zone for the first time in this one. Extra point from Randy Bullock is through. And the Baltimore lead is now cut to a 13-10 margin. Let's start by looking at some injuries. Huh?
There's a handful of teams out there. The Saints are one, right? The Bengals are another. I can probably think of another if I think quickly here, where the QB got hurt last year. The backups were used with some frequency, but the key is, Prescott's another, right? But
yeah, Lamar even a little bit, isn't he? Because he doesn't have the number of attempts.
Yeah, that's true too. Where those guys, they have enough attempts. The Burrows, the Breezes, etc., the Prescotts, where you gotta actively, painstakingly manage their attempts, and you can have them, most games this year. But you really, you got to pull them in the fourth quarter when the game's out of hand.
Right, you've got to. If you're intelligent, if you're deliberate about your planning, you can manage these situations most often.
For some of these guys, yeah, and there's a handful of QBs this year that fall into that category. And if Burrow's on the field, this team can score. I mean, they can score like many other teams in the league, right? Flat passing, and working their way down the field. When Burrow's not in the game, I don't know if you've taken a look at what's his name's card there, the backup. There was 2 backups last year for Cincy. They had to come in because the second guy got hurt too.
So real quick, setting up this game here, looks like they exchanged field goals in the early first quarter. But the ensuing kickoff after Cincinnati's field goal was returned by Duvernay for 100 yards and a touchdown. So that's how Baltimore went up 10-3. They added a field goal of 49 yards after that. And then Cincinnati, as you know, just got their touchdown, and it's a 13-10 game.
As I recall, Burrow got hurt in the Redskins game, right?
I think that's right.
I think that's next week, maybe the week after. I don't know. It was like October.
3rd and 5 now for the Ravens at their own 30-yard line. Dobbins back in the pistol formation with Lamar Jackson. Bengals out of the nickel. Looks like the Bengals do have a fumble in this game, so they have the game's only turnover.
You see Allen has a pretty good completion percentage there. And, he has a good flat pass, too. The issue with Allen is going to be picks. They're just going to show up. It's going to be hard to avoid them.
There's an incomplete pass, and that's going to set up a 4th down. So Baltimore is going to have to punt it back from their 30. 4th and 5. That's a good punt. 47 yards down to the 23. Fielded there from Cincinnati's returner, Alex Erickson. And he's going to fair catch that one. And so with 6 minutes before halftime, Cincinnati takes over, trailing 13-10 in this one.
And here comes Brandon Allen again. 142 attempts.
Wow.
So he was on the field a bit, as we know.
Yeah, that's true. I guess, yeah, that's right, because Burrow was out for a lot of the year.
Yep.
Here's a short pass to T. Higgins. They were doubling Giovanni Bernard that time. Incomplete. There is a penalty, and they'll back him up 5 yards. Cincinnati now 1st and 15 at their 18-yard line. Cincinnati comes into this game leading the AFC North with a record of 3-1. The Ravens are 2-2, trying to take the division lead here.
At least Allen doesn't snap fumble. Some of these backup QBs can really snap fumble. He's got him in 1.0.
1st and 15, they'll go 3 wides. Tyler Boyd in the slot with Higgins and A.J. Green split wide. Ravens will sit in the nickel. It's a square into Tyler Boyd. They're double teaming Bernard again. Defensively focusing on that pass catcher out of the backfield.
You see that short pass gets right interception. It's real. Oh, look
There's
at that.
a short gain. He's picking up the short gain on his card. Brandon Allen rolls an 11, and on flat pass right, he's picking up 15 yards on that play to Tyler Boyd, and it's 1st and 10. Bengals now out to the 33.
those 10 interception guys. It's funny how much the 11 comes up,
isn't it? You're so right about that. Here's a short pass into the nickel by Brandon Allen to T. Higgins.
In summer sprint, Kenny Stabler has a major interception on 10, and it's flushed. Take this.
Here's a flat pass that's going to pull up the yak rating, and there's going to be just a 2-yard pass. Tyler Boyd only picked up 2 with his yak on that one.
Anyway,
his yak rating of D.
Went into the playoffs just by throwing 11s all game long and avoiding that like 2 through 10 interception on 10.
Joe Mixon with a 4-yard gain. Off tackle to his left, and it's 3rd down and 4 now. Cincinnati from their own 39-yard line.
And, of course, Burrow's interception sits on 11.
I think Burrow's going to have this team doing pretty good here in the future with some of the talent they've got.
Oh, yeah.
On 3rd and 4, they've got 2 tight end formation. Giovanni Bernard, single set back behind Allen. They're going to off tackle to Bernard. He's going to try to pick it on the ground. Defense guessing pass. It goes to his card, and that's 6 yards and a 1st down. Bernard finds a hole behind the left guard.
Strategically, if you're Baltimore, you probably want to hunt for those interceptions. Let them run.
Talk about what you mean by hunt for the interceptions.
Lean heavily on your defensive cards on run defense. Guess wrong. Guess pass a lot.
Sure.
And if you I don't know if you take a look at Allen's card across the board yet, but his interceptions are certainly elevated. So you pick one up here, and it can make a big difference. I love that +2 guessed right. Yak, that's nice. So many are -1.
4-yard completion there. 2nd and 6. AJ Green with his second catch. We're down to 3 minutes left here in the first half. Cincinnati trying to drive for the tie or potentially take the lead with a touchdown. They're out near midfield now, 2nd and 6 on the 49. It's a quick slant over the middle to Drew Sample. Once again, Ravens defense focusing on Giovanni Bernard. With the double team on him, we get a result of receiver, and that's going to be just a 1-yard loss. Penalty on the play, though, and they're going to back him up 5 yards on that one. Bengals now 2nd and 11 at their own 44-yard line. They'll now switch to 3 wide receivers. Ravens showing blitz out of the nickel. Another quick slant to Drew Sample. Back-to-back plays over the middle to him. Defense guessing pass again. And Brandon Allen's going to get that yak rating one more time, and that's not going to help here. That is a 2-yard loss, but we've got bigger news. That's an injury to Brandon Allen, and he's out for a game.
So there you go. So, and that's exactly what happened in real life, but
so that's going to bring Ryan Finley in the game,
which is a major downgrade from Allen. So you sort of go 1 notch down to Allen and then 2 notches down to Finley. After that,
Coach Jeff Wendlet remarking that his savior is now taking the field, Ryan Finley, with the 6.3 interception percentage. Boy, long pass and short pass are just scary. This is going to be a tough hoe to beat the Ravens. I know the Ravens have their own injuries in this game. Marcus Peters is out. Orlando Brown is out. But, well, that's tough when you're down to your third-string quarterback.
Can you check that just hover over him and see how many end runs he has?
Say that again?
See how many end runs Finley has? What's his end run limit?
Let's see.
I think it should just be standard. If you just hover over him, you'll get the number.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was pulling the cards just instinctively. There it is. End runs until limit is 1.
Just looking for some options for him here because he has a nice end run long, but because he's going to get some opportunities. But that's not going to pan out if you only have 1.
Well, and speak of the devil, against the time, here's an end run to Ryan Finley, and he'll pick up just 3 yards. So you had your instincts right, and I now see the red circle around him. So 3 yards is what he was able to produce in this game. After that, it's going to be a long hoe, and that's 4th down, 4th and 8 at the 47-yard line. And certainly with a third-string quarterback, they're going to punt this away, trailing by just 3. Let's see how they position this punt. Oh, that looks like that's down to the 1-yard line. Maybe he'll let that bounce right into the end zone, I assume.
Let's see, I'll kick back here. Gets it.
Oh, wow.
Oh, flag.
Offsides, though, against Baltimore. So you're not going to you're going to decline that and let them have it at the 2.
So apologies
2 minutes
to Dan
left
here. But I'm rooting for Cincinnati now. I love the crafting of a strategy right now is really difficult for Jeff, and so I feel for him. And I'd love to see him find a way. There's very few pathways for him to win this game, but he's only down 3.
Yeah, he's just play your role, shorten the game, keep the clock running. Absolutely, he can still win this game, and Jeff's he's got a good history in this league. I've seen some good playoff appearances. He knows what he's doing. But you're absolutely right. The deck stacked against him. He's gonna have to call a really good game and get some dice breaks along the way for sure. Yeah. Here's a 2nd and 2 for Baltimore. I'm sorry, 2nd and 10 at their own 2.
Was that first down call a look in, Tim? Is that what that was?
It was a button hook to Dobbins. That's absolutely right. It was incomplete for the 2nd and 10.
You take a look at those juicy negatives on his card.
Here's a sneak to Lamar Jackson up the middle, and that's 5 yards on wrong. The defense was guessing pass. So 3rd down and 5 now. Let's see. I assume the Ravens won't call timeout, probably. They don't, so
Yes.
Cincinnati doesn't either. Cincinnati lets that time run.
Who's getting the ball, Tim? Did you mention who's getting the ball in the second half?
I can find that out for sure. 3rd and 5. Baltimore from their 7. Ravens had the ball first in the first half.
Good. Okay, cool.
Ravens with a 2 tight end formation. Andrews and Boyle with Brown and Boykin split out. Dobbins is the single tailback behind Lamar Jackson. Defense out of the nickel on 3rd and 5. Here's a screen to J.K. Dobbins. They're doubling the wrong guy. Goes to Lamar's card. We've got a 2-yard gain plus yak. Let's see if Dobbins can convert it, and he does. Dobbins has the yak rating necessary, and that's going to turn a 2-yard gain into a 16-yard completion for a first down.
So what are you doing here, Tim?
If I'm the Ravens, you want to be cautious because that quarterback being 3rd string, turnover is, and you're a more run-oriented offense. I mean, I don't mind running it to halftime on this, but looks like he took his time out, so Baltimore's going to play on. 1st and 10 now from their 23. 2 tight ends out of the pistol formation with Gus Edwards behind Lamar, or I should say beside Lamar, and the defense out of the nickel. 1:15 to go. Here's a short pass to Miles Boykin. And flushed out of the pocket is Lamar. And he's going to get 0 men in a flat pass zone, but it's a result of receiver and just a 4-yard pickup. Boyle does get out of bounds. 2nd tight end Nick Boyle on that completion. Or I should say reception, and it's 2nd and 6, Baltimore at their 27. Still 67 seconds left in the first half. Lamar on the day, 3 carries, just 5 yards. So the Ravens only have 46 yards rushing here in the first half. 2nd and 6 from their own 27. Bengals will drop another person back to be in the nickel. It's an off-tackle call to Gus Edwards. Goes to his card. That's always good. And there's the short gain on 6. The roll is 6, and it's a 16-yard pickup. Gus Edwards right through the middle. Gain of 16 out to the 43, and that's making it 1st and 10. And Baltimore will use their 2nd timeout. So Ravens will be aggressive now. And now you're in the zone where you're not even too worried about a turnover. Their offense is going to struggle. It's okay to be aggressive. You got 60 seconds left. You got 1 timeout, 1st and 10 at your own 43. 3 wide receivers, no tight end in this formation. Well, I should say actually 2 running backs, but Mark Andrews is in front of Dobbins. It's a square out on this one to Hollywood Brown. Defense guessing run. It's a pickup of 9. Second and 1 at the 48.
I haven't written a game summary in so long. I don't know how to do it. Got to figure that out. It's been a long time. Chargers actually won one.
3 wide receivers again for the Ravens. Defense in the nickel. Second and 1 in Cincinnati territory. Here's a short pass to Boykin, and that's complete on the defensive card. Bengals not blessed with a good short pass defense, and that's 14 yards down to the 34. Clearly in the range of Justin Tucker. 37 seconds left now before halftime. Baltimore out of timeouts. Lamar spiked it on that play, so it's 2nd and 10 at the Bengals' 34-yard line.
Take a shot.
2 tight end formation. Defense out of the nickel again. Here's a screen to Dobbins out of the backfield. They were double teaming the wideouts. 6 dice, and that's going to be over the linebacker for a long gain on Snake Eyes. And that's going to be Dobbins heading toward the end zone, but he has going to be short. It's 19 yards because Dobbins has his receptions limited to that. 19 was his long reception, and that's going to save the Bengals a touchdown here.
Well, if you're John there, I mean, everybody else is double team pretty much, so you can't be upset with yourself for picking Dobbins.
That's right. And you still have time. It's 1st and 10 now in the red zone, down to the 15-yard line. You're out of timeouts, but there's still 30 seconds left, so you've got time. 3 wide receivers again. Mark Andrews is in front of J.K. Dobbins. Lamar Jackson now over 100 yards passing on the day. 11 of 18 for 126. Bengals still sitting in the nickel, and you kind of get the impression, kind of to what you and I have been talking about, Anthony, that with the deck kind of stacked against the Bengals, holding them to a field goal here is really important.
Mm-hmm.
Short pass to Miles Boykin. They're doubling the wrong guy, and it's complete. 11 yards, and that's inside the 5 down to the 4.
Couldn't get out of bounds.
He did not get out of bounds. You're right. So I would say he's going to spike this one, right?
Yep.
He does.
2 shots.
Lamar spikes it twice on this drive. And it's now 2nd and goal at the 4 with 15 seconds left. So from here, you can technically use your whole playbook, even a sack. I don't think would.
You're safe here. Set next play would be an issue.
Right. 2 tight end formation. J.K. Dobbins is the deep setback. Defense out of the 4-3 showing blitz for the Bengals. It's a short pass to Boykin. Let's see if they can withstand the blitz. They do. It goes to the card. And it's going to be a must run for Lamar. Only a yard. He comes up short. But Cincinnati is flagged for coming across the line of scrimmage on that play. And that's going to march halfway to the end zone. And it's 2nd and goal at the 2.
And it also stops the clock.
And you're right, it does stop the clock, but we are down to 8 seconds left. So now a sack or being tackled in bounds here would end the half. So it's an interesting situation here. You're already up 13-10. You know Tucker can hit this field goal. 2nd and goal at the 2. Looks like we don't have a decision yet on field goal or not. And now here comes Justin Tucker.
And that's the textbook move right there.
I think you're right. I was about to say the same thing. This is the right call when you're the better team and your opponent is down to their 3rd-string quarterback. Justin Tucker boots it through with Snake Eyes.
No flag.
And that's going to put the Ravens up 16-10. Just 1 second left in the first half. So I imagine we're going to get an onside kick, and we do. And that's going to take us to halftime. So your halftime score from Baltimore, the Ravens up 16-10 on the Bengals as they try to take over the first-place positioning in the division.
Can you check those injuries one more time when you have a second?
Yeah, you betcha. I know it was Marcus Peters, I'm sorry. Doggone it, Tim. Marcus Peters and Orlando Brown were the main ones here for Baltimore. And Mercari. And then, Joe Burrow, now Brandon Allen. And then we have Uzomah and Wilson, a couple of tight ends, I think. Isn't Wilson a tight end?
Yep.
But wouldn't that be 2 tight ends? I guess Uzomah is probably a wide receiver. Second half is underway. And the Bengals return the second half kickoff out to the 31-yard line. They'll set up there now, trailing 16-10. Deck stacked against them down to their 3rd-string quarterback, Ryan Finley. He's going to have to be very judicious with passing this ball. And yet he'll start with 3 wide receiver formation. Defense is in the nickel and showing blitz. I don't know if I'd be showing blitz against a team hobbled by a 3rd-string quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that I want to give them that opportunity of
Fighting the cold
sneaking
there,
in
Tim.
an accidental long gain.
Fighting the cold, are you?
A little bit, yeah. Sorry. Off tackle to Samaje Perine. Just a pickup of 3 yards on that play.
Good. He's okay.
For those that might have missed earlier action tonight, I believe it was 34-31 was your final score. Is that right? Did I get that right? No, it was 31-24, wasn't it, your game, Anthony?
That was a 3-point game, 34-31, yeah.
34-31. I'm sorry, you're right. 34-31. Chargers beat the Saints tonight to get their first win of the season. Saints fall to 2-3 in the NFC South. 2 tight end formation here, and it's a pitch out to Giovanni Bavard.
Mm-hmm.
And they are looking run, and they'll hold him to 5, and it's 3rd and 2.
Okay, 3rd and manageable. Every series of downs is an adventure here for the Bengals.
No doubt about it. Boy, flat pass, even on right, very scary. Kind of have to do what you have to do, though. They're down and 2 Bengals, needing a conversion here.
I'm throwing short here, believe it or not.
So you're expecting a short pass?
That's what I would be looking at.
That's a quick out to Drew Sample. Defense is in a short yardage set, so he might have an opportunity here, and he does. Nice completion, 11 yards there for Ryan Finley to Drew Sample. And that's going to be a conversion. That gets him up to midfield now, 1st and 10. Bengals from the midfield stripe.
Incompletion short.
Bengals 3 of 7 on 3rd down. The Ravens have just 1 3rd down conversion in the game. So some clutch defense in moments there for Cincinnati. Blocking back, and it's off tackle to Samaje Perine. Ravens looking for the pass. Goes to the defensive card, and it's a split roll for a 5-yard gain. Samaje Perine missing a 15-yard gain on a 2 through 6. Settles for 2nd and 5 after a 5-yard gain. 2 tight ends. Giovanni Bernard comes back into the game. T. Higgins and A.J. Green split out wide. Ravens in the 3-4 defense. Here's a pitch out to Giovanni Bernard. Defense was again looking pass, and that's going to be a loss of a yard there. Defensive end making the stop, Calais Campbell. Campbell getting it done with his rating. And it's 3rd and 6 now for the Bengals. They're going to go to a 3 wide receiver formation. Third down specialist Bernard out of the backfield behind Finley. Here's another quick out to Drew Sample. And that's going to be a 4-yard gain, not enough to convert, and it's going to set up a 4th and 2. So what do you think, Anthony? 4th and 2 from the Baltimore 42. Based on the odds here, what do you like doing?
Guess what I'd guess. Just guess what I would say right here.
Are you saying you would punt or go?
I would go. You know that.
I think I would go too. Yeah. He's going to punt it, and you got to give him credit. If he's going to disagree with us and punt this ball, at least he put it deep. It's inside the 5 down to the 4-yard line. So that's where the Ravens will take over now from their 4. Just over 11 minutes left here, 3rd quarter. Ravens nursing a 16-10 lead, and you got to think they're going to get a heavy dose of running the ball conservatively in a game like this. So much on the line, and a 3rd-string quarterback leading it for the Bengals in this one.
I don't know the halfbacks very, very well, and the chance of getting 2 yards guessed right. But yeah, my instinct said 1 or 2 yards, I would go. 3, 4, probably not.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
you still have to pick your shots when you have a third string quarterback, and I think 4th and 2 that close to scoring position, I'd have done it. Here's an off tackle to Dobbins for 6.
It's
If you've seen Dobbins' card, you know it could be a lot worse, but it wasn't. 2nd and 4.
Punting it is, if you're trying to shorten the game, which of course you want to do if you're a big underdog. You know, you're making the field real long. I mean, that's a thought. You're shortening the game and you're lengthening the field. Of course, what's in the back of your mind now is that you don't want to go down 2 scores, and Justin Tucker can get you down 2 scores. But
2nd and 4.
That's a good decall right there.
Dobbins loses a yard. This time the defense was looking for him. And so it's 3rd and 5. Ravens from their 9. And the Ravens will go to the pistol, 3 wide receivers. Dobbins is deep beside Lamar Jackson. It's first of a couple of matchups between these two teams. They'll also finish the season with a big matchup on January 3. And here we go. There's a long pass to Devin Duvernay, and there is nobody in the zone, and it is complete, but we have a penalty. Missed the penalty, my bad. Illegal procedure. Backs him up halfway. 3rd and 9, Baltimore from their 5. So good call offensively, catching the defense pulling up their free safety. But an offensive penalty.
And this is the play, the 3rd and 5, and now 3rd and 9. Thanks to the flag. I mean, this is why you punt. Is this play right here? I mean, this is sort of the leverage play. If you give up the first down, then you've lost your bet more or less.
That's right.
Especially against a good offense. But if you get this down, then you've won your bet. So he gets another chance at it to win the bet of punting and getting the ball back at midfield.
Ravens looking aggressive. They're showing 4 wide receivers with Mark Andrews in the backfield with Lamar Jackson as a 5th receiver. Here's a short pass over the middle to Devin Duvernay. The defense is guessing pass, possible interception, but it is incomplete. We do have a penalty.
Okay.
It's a holding call on the offense, so I think they're going to decline that one, and that sets up 4th and 9. Baltimore punting from their 5.
Nice job, Jeff.
Yeah, very nicely done.
The bet pays off.
Proving again, it's best not to listen to the commentators. Coach knows best. Sam Koch with not one of his better punts. 39 yards to the 42-yard line, it looks like.
Ooh,
that's a nice return, 15 yards for Erickson. So, yeah, like Anthony said, Jeff has set himself up very nicely here. A net gain of 11 yards after that punt from the 40 down to the 29. And he's going to start this drive, 1st and 10 at the Baltimore 29. Quick out to Drew Sample again. Defense guessing run this time. And it's a possible interception, incomplete. So there you go. 3rd string quarterback rearing his ugly head there. You got a flat pass wrong, and boy, a result of just 5 on the card. That interception's on 5, and it almost cost him. But it's incomplete. 2nd and 10 now. Bengals with 2 tight ends on the field. Higgins and A.J. Green split wide, and the Ravens are going to show blitz out of the 3-4.
I like that 3 wide he was showing from time to time here. Just because you're gonna get your yards on Baltimore's cards off tackle, nobody home. That's where you get your yards. So you're gonna live on the defensive card. So encourage that pass call.
There's a dump pass over to the middle on 3rd down to Giovanni Bernard, and it's going to be a 14-yard pickup. It was a 0 min in the zone, result of receiver. But, boy, you put that on Giovanni Bernard. He knows what to do with it. 14 yards into the red zone. 1st and 10 at the 15 of Baltimore.
The other side of that 212 would have been a score.
Three wide receivers again for the Bengals. Defense in the nickel. Samaje Perine is the single setback, and they are going to go ahead and give it to him. Off tackle to the right side.
Here's your opportunity right here. This is the opportunity.
And there it is. He goes to the defensive card, hits the short gain on 7, and that's going to be 12 yards, but there is a penalty. It's against Baltimore again, so Cincinnati will decline that, and they're now 1st and goal at the Baltimore 3. And how about this, Anthony?
Well,
Finley putting together a drive.
This you just got to hope for a good roll, because now your off tackle is obviously going to be plugged up, so that's your main avenue for yards. Since he is off tackle, nobody home, which he just paid off on a short gain. So now you got to hope the dice are in your favor, because the cards are not.
Well, he's running up the middle to Bernard, and it is going to be no gain. Got a result of blocking back on that one. And it's 2nd and goal at the 3-yard line.
So my head's already on 4th down, and where you go for it. Again, you need to know.
I was just about to ask you the same thing. What yard line do you need to see?
Yeah.
You're down 6. A 7 is a huge score here. I think that if I'm inside the 4, down to the 3 or inside, I got to go.
Mm-hmm.
2 tight ends for the Bengals. Defense showing blitz out of the 3-4. Here's an off tackle to Bernard. They are guessing run. It goes to the offensive running back's card. It's no gain. But there's a mandatory penalty. So 5 yards is being marked off against Cincinnati. We'll replay 2nd down. 2nd and goal from the 8. This is a tough place to be. You really can't flat pass. 3 wide receivers. Nickel defense for the Ravens. They're showing blitz. It's off tackle to Samaje Perine. 2nd and goal from the 8. And that's going to be nothing. Just a yard on that one. It went to the defensive card, and inside the 10, there were a couple linebackers there that quickly brought him to the ground. So we have 3rd and goal at the 7. I would think the Bengals are going to be looking short on this one. 3 wide receivers.
One more end run left in him.
I don't think this is the time for it. He's not good enough doing it, and you need the touchdown too bad. Nickel with the blitz.
This is another end run in him. It would be a nice time to call it, but he's fatigued.
Off tackle to Samaje Perine. So he is going to try to get that run on the running back's card. He does. No gain. Perine gets a result of 5 on his card. Universally, a dumpster fire of a result on a running back card. So 4th and goal at the 7. And they're going to have to settle for a Randy Bullock field goal attempt from 24 yards. Should be a range he can manage. 2 through 11. He nails it, but there is a penalty. It's holding against Cincinnati. So the Ravens are going to back him up 10 yards. That gets him out to the 17, 4th and goal.
Immune from.
And here's the field goal attempt again, and it's good. So he still got it through. And it's now a 16-13 game. So the nice thing about that, Anthony, is not only did he cut the lead in half, didn't get the touchdown, but he cut the lead in half, and he also killed a ton of clock. Ravens taking the kick 1 yard deep. We'll see if he's bringing it out. And he is. Devin Duvernay, a nice return of 27 yards.
No flag. It's one of those things about Strat 2. You get the X. You can see the X before you decide to take it out or not, So sometimes you're inclined to sit on that -1 because you're risking the possibility of getting backed up, in a half the distance call.
Wow, man. This is why I always loved listening to your broadcast, because that's something I should have put together a long time ago. I've been playing this game for 40 years, 4 decades of playing this game. Yeah, I haven't put that together. Yeah, why not look at the X there? Help make my decision. That's a good call on your part. Here's a short pass to Mark Andrews on 1st and 10. That is going to be pressure coming from the right side. And Lamar Jackson is down. Sack on the play by Carl Lawson. 7 yards, and it's 2nd and 17. Baltimore back to the 19.
Okay.
What'd you say?
Huge play there. And, it just reminds you of if you've ever rooted against Baltimore. I usually don't, but when you think you got the Ravens, this is when Jackson pulls it out of the hat. but nonetheless, 2nd and 17, you can't complain about that.
Yeah, this is maybe the time you try to spring. We haven't really seen him use a design run to his quarterback. 2nd and 17 might be the kind of down where your defense doesn't want to guess run in that situation, and you might be able to sneak a good Lamar run in. So let's see if he's got that in mind here. Cincinnati would love to set this up as a 3rd and long. Here's a pitch out to J.K. Dobbins. The defense did guess run, but it's a 5-yard gain. Dobbins going to the defensive card and getting it to a 3rd and 12. So at least it's closer down to a short pass range. There still is the option of that 3rd down run we just talked about to Lamar Jackson. It would have to be out of the spread formation, 4 wide receivers. Back in the pistol with Lamar Jackson is the tight end Mark Andrews. So really 5 wide receivers. I find that tough to defend defensively, and indeed the Bengals are going to drop into the dime here on 3rd and 12.
And I think you mentioned before they have not converted a 3rd yet. Is that correct?
The Ravens were 1 of 6 on 3rd downs earlier. They're now 1 of 7, just 14%.
With that key one called back on the long pass.
Here's a short pass to Willie Snead. He is double teamed. Possible interception, but it is incomplete. Another possible turnover there for the Bengals. They didn't get it, but the good news is consolation prize is they've forced it a punt on the Ravens offense. So they'll be punting from the 24. Bengals hanging tough in this one.
Bravo on that stop.
Yeah, they're doing a number defensively here. They really are to stay in this game. 47-yard punt returned of just 1 yard there by Alex Erickson. And the Bengals now have it on their own 30. So obviously they're down 3. But, considering, they've got their 3rd string quarterback and the 2nd stringer before that, I mean, you got to give Jeff Windlet a lot of credit for hanging in this game. This is not a tough team to be hanging around with that backup quarterback.
Hold on to your hat. All right, 8 yards. Flag. Oh, another 15.
Yo, you're right. Baltimore flagged for 15 yards unsportsmanlike conduct. So they're trying to make it easier on the Bengals, who are now 1st and 10 across midfield. Go ahead.
Hit that hide button there. StreamYard is sharing your screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks. You can see the scroll there. Thank you.
Roger that.
Oh.
That's going to be a 3-yard gain on the run by Giovanni Bernard.
But that's a nice call by Jeff again. I mean, he got that. That is the card right there. No linebacker off tackle. That's the card you want to live on. So he got there. Just didn't get the dice to cooperate. But that's where you want to be.
I agree. They're doing it again. Off tackle to Giovanni Bernard. Goes to his card this time, and that's 7 yards and a 1st down. Nice run. Gets right to the sticks. Snake eyes for Bernard on his card. Gets the conversion. 1st and 10. Now down to the Baltimore 37. They are already on the fringe of field goal range. Here's a square into Tyler Boyd. 0 linebacker over the middle, but it's incomplete.
And in case you're wondering, there's not one back in the Cincinnati offense that gives you anything decent on Snake Eyes guess wrong off tackle. In case you're wondering if that's a missed opportunity when that off tackle wrong 2 shows up. It's not. Since he just does not have the horses in the backfield.
So the Ravens have just had their star blitzer, Yannick Ngakoue, hurt. He'll be out for the remainder of the game. So that could be a factor if, Jeff is looking to, mix in some short passes somewhere along the way.
That's the man you game planned around.
Yeah, I really did. It turns out from talking to my opponent, Mr. Shoemaker, that, he kind of let the default decide where Ngakoue was. So he was pretty much playing linebacker all day. He didn't drop down to end. Here's a sideline pass to T. Higgins. Defense was looking run for the Ravens, so it's on wrong. Incomplete, though. Ryan Finley, again, not finding a sweet spot on his flat pass card. You don't like where the interception is located on this 3rd stringer, but Ryan Finley on flat pass wrong, if he avoids that pick, can do some damage. So he's got to take advantage of those opportunities. He missed it there on a key 2nd and 10. It's now 3rd and 10, and and a real tough situation for a backup to the backup quarterback.
Invitation for the off tackle here. Take that invitation.
You're
Take that
probably
invitation.
right. I like where your thinking is because you're so close to a tying field goal anyway. You need to get closer than that 37. And you're guaranteed the pass call because the Ravens have set
Yeah.
up in the dime here on 3rd and 10.
Off
I'm with
tackle
you.
draw. Off tackle draw.
They've invited it. I would take it. And sure enough, you're right. Off tackle draw to Bernard. If he can get it to that defensive card, let's see what he does. He does get it to the defensive card, but it's just a 3-yard gain. Offensive onside tackle was not good enough, and it's 4th and 7 at the 34. Bengals setting up for a field goal from the longest range here, 2 through 6, but it is no good. Oh,
But a hat tip to Jeff. I mean, that's your pathways to victory are few and far between, but that is the pathway. He found that one of those pathways to win just did not. The dice twice in that drive did not cooperate on the off tackle. Nobody home.
Yep. But you're right. He's playing the right odds. He's doing what you got to do to give yourself a shot. So the Ravens take over at their own 41 now. Just 36 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Ravens still nursing. Just a 3-point lead. One of the reasons they've been able to stay in the game as the Bengals is the 3rd down conversions are really struggling.
Well, that's a little dreaded 5 action. Always helps. You can only ask so much out of this defense, but you conventional wisdom says, "Oh, well, this is the drive. Finally, that Baltimore is going to put something together." But it starts off well.
Yeah, and the Bengals don't have really good defensive cards, so Jeff's playing a hell of a game against what is a really good offense right now. We're now in the 4th quarter, by the way. And here's a short pass to Nick Boyle, but it's a must run for Lamar. No gain. He'll be sacked. Hit right at the line of scrimmage by Xavier Williams, the former Chief. Actually from the Kansas City area. That sets up 3rd and 10 for Baltimore at their own 41. So again, here we are right back to a 3rd down for Baltimore. These two teams combined are just 4 for 18. Baltimore is 1 for 8 on 3rd downs.
And when you think about, just looking at that box, what you think about the special teams touchdown against 2, boy, it's hard to win. The odds are against you when there's a special teams or a return touchdown against you.
Do you run Lamar here? You've got a dime. Nope, he's going to throw short. Throwing into the dime to Miles Boykin, and it is flushed out of the pocket for Lamar. I thought we had a pick. We don't. There's nobody in the flat zone, and Lamar's got himself a 10-yard completion on 3rd and 10. Just one of those dagger moments when you're a defense.
D-die shows up.
It does indeed. And the Ravens are now across midfield into Cincinnati territory. 1st and 10 at the 49. 2 tight ends now. Gus Edwards back with Lamar Jackson in a pistol formation. Hollywood Brown and Miles Boykin split wide. Here's a quick out to Mark Andrews. He is doubled by the safety. Good call defense, but it is still a 6-yard completion. Lamar Jackson finding a reception completed on the double team column on his card. And that sets up a manageable 2nd down and 4 at the Cincinnati 43. Good call on that one by Jeff. And, he probably should be taking some chances like that. Once again, 2 tight ends. It is J.K. Dobbins this time in the deep eye. Here's a quick out to Mark Andrews again. This time the safety was double teaming the halfback. Andrews, with nobody in the zone, has got a completion, and that's going to be a 1st down. 13-yard gain down to the 30, and we're already in the range of Tucker time.
Stat you never see is 2nd down conversions, and to me, it's probably the most important stat out there. Team that can convert on 2nd down, and avoid thirds altogether.
Yes, I'm so with you.
Has a huge advantage in real life and in strat, of course. But
you're so right about that. Here's a short gain run, but looks like it's stopped. What do we have here? J.K. Dobbins went off tackle and got 3 yards.
How'd that happen? Oh, no, how'd that happen?
It says short gain, so I'm trying to figure out what went wrong there.
I don't know.
I don't see
Was
anything.
there actually one man in zone?
It's 0 linebackers. There's what it says.
Can you shift to the right? I'm curious what that reading. Well, I can check here on the card. No. Huh.
Well, we don't have an answer on that one right now. We do have a 5-yard run by J.K. Dobbins, and that sets up a 3rd down and 2 at the Cincinnati 22. So this sets up to be a really important down for the Bengals. You've got to stop them at a field goal here to have any chance, don't you think?
Yeah, I'm still caught up in that previous, but
Here's a hitch to Marquise Brown on 3rd and 2, and that's incomplete. A result of 10 on the defensive card says -3, converts it to an incompletion, and it's 4th and 2 at the 22. Ravens are looking to kick a field goal here from the 22. That should be easy, and Tucker puts it through. It was close, but he put it through, and it's now a 6-point lead again, 19-13 for the Ravens. And look at the red zone defense getting it done for Cincinnati. They are still in the game. Ravens kick goes down to the goal line. And I may be mistaken here, but they do have a possible touchdown, and they hit it. I was just thinking about it, and Brandon Wilson rolls the snake eyes. And just like that, the Bengals have taken the lead if they can hit this extra point.
that's the equalizer there.
In more ways than one, because the Ravens got a kick return touchdown earlier in this
Right.
game.
Exactly. It's good.
Also equalizes it because it tied the game, but Randy Bullock's extra point is through, and the Bengals, behind a third-string quarterback, are now up 20-19. There's 10:48 to go in the game, plenty of time. But, holding them to the field goal the couple times they have here, some of the other things we've seen them do offensively, Jeff has done. When you get a kick return, you get breaks like that. Breaks help you win games when they're combined with you putting your team in good situations. And Jeff's done a good job of that, especially here in the second half, I think. Ravens don't have a touchdown since the first quarter. And in fact, the Ravens don't have an offensive touchdown on the game. Right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to give this defense a lot of credit. Here's a deep bomb to Miles Boykin, and Lamar coming right back, hits his number. Boykin for a 35-yard completion, and that's going to get it across midfield, out of bounds at the Cincinnati 40-yard line. Lamar Jackson over 200 yards passing now on the game.
It's scary facing that home long game column, but he got away with the 7 there, so consider yourself fortunate there, Jeff, to hit 35 yards. So many big games there.
Small break, but a big one from the oxymoron department there. 1st and 10 at the Bengals 40. Ravens out of the blocking back. J.K. Dobbins behind Ricard in the backfield. Haven't seen a lot of pistol out of the Ravens in this one. Here's a quick out to the tight end, Mark Andrews. They're guessing run, and that's going to be a 6-yard completion with the yak yardage on top of it, adding 10 more, 16 yards, but we do have a flag. Let's see. It's against Cincinnati, and so Baltimore's going to decline that. They'll take the 16-yard completion to Mark Andrews, and they're now down to the 24-yard line of Cincinnati, 1st and 10. J.K. Dobbins is the single setback behind the fullback, Ricard. Bengals will sit in a 4-3 again here. Here's an off tackle to Dobbins. Defense was looking pass, and that's going to be a 3-yard gain. It was a tackle rating, and the Ravens do not have a tackle. That is a 6, so it's a 3-yard run on that one. Dobbins being held in check a little bit tonight. 8 carries for just a 3.9 average per carry. 2nd and 7 at the Bengals' 21-yard line. Just 83 rush yards for the Ravens in this game. They've ran it 20 times. They've passed it 28. Here's an incomplete pass. Wow. It was a flat pass to Dobbins. Result of receiver and a roll of 7 fell incomplete. So a big 3rd and 7 here for the Ravens now. Kind of odd to see the Ravens upside down on rush versus pass ratio. I say upside down simply because their norm has been more rush attempts than pass. And here in this game, where I would think you'd be more inclined to run some clock and whatnot, yeah, they've been passing. Speaking of the Devils, sideline pass to Willie Snead. It's a result of receiver, and Snead on his card gets 6 yards right up to the sticks, but he's a yard shy. And so the Ravens face 4th and 1 at the 15, and another conservative play call here. They're going to kick it, and Tucker boots it through for the lead. What do you think about that 4th and 1? Any thought of going for that at that point?
If I'm the Bengals, maybe.
Fair enough. So the Ravens now back on top, 22-20. We're in the 4th quarter. Under 9 minutes to go.
There's that X showed up. There it is.
Yeah, we've got a penalty on the kick return, and it's a bad one. Cincinnati now with that penalty backed up to the 6-yard line.
Can't blame him though. You're just looking for that touchdown.
You hit it once, it can happen, right? Yep. I'm rolling that dice, absolutely. So it's clutch time here. 8:24 to go. Ravens up by 2. Off tackle for Giovanni Bernard. Pick up a 3 at 2nd and 7. So they're going to have to be patient, right? Talk about the kind of patience you'd expect to see on this drive.
Well, yeah, I mean, 7:48, plenty of time. Try to get those off tackles. Here we go. Here's one.
Another off tackle. Pick up a 6, and it's 3rd and 2.
Manageable. You think go back to that 4th down. I mean, one quick way to figure out whether you should go or not is what does the defense want you to do? You know, what's the defense? Really
is that your calculus?
And what's this factor? You know, and since you definitely wanted him to go for it there, I mean, no doubt about it. Yeah, you were hoping just for the opportunity to get the ball.
Yeah, I think if I'm Cincy, I was pleased that he went for the field goal.
Oh, really? I want the chance. I want the chance to.
You'd like the chance to stop him at 4th and 1. Yeah. I'd like to go ahead and take my shot at holding him to the field goal now.
So you're still in it with touchdown.
Certainly. Big 3rd and 2 here for Cincinnati because they're at their own 14-yard line and not a good game situation to be looking at a punt. So here's off tackle to Mixon. They call run.
Nobody home there, though, on the left side.
If they can get it on the defensive card, and they do, Mixon picking up the short gain on the Ravens defensive card, and that's 13 yards. 1st down for the Bengals out to the 27. I think they're deliberately limiting Mixon's carries in this game because he only has 6 runs for 38.
Yeah, he doesn't have many.
1st and 10 at the 27. 3 wide receivers for the Bengals. Here's off tackle again to Samaje Perine. Defense was looking past. Perine on his card. It's a pickup of just 2. So 2nd and 8 now. 6 minutes to go. Bengals trying to get in position to take the lead with a field goal. Here's a sideline to T. Higgins, and they were calling run on defense, so here's an opportunity. Ryan Finley, the 3rd-string quarterback, on his card, and he's picked up that short gain on 11. Nice pass from Finley. 19 yards. Big play to T. Higgins, who gets his first catch of the game. And Cincinnati is all the way out to their 48-yard line. So Cincinnati is driving. This drive started at their 6-yard line, and they're now out to the 48. Here's an off tackle again to Samaje Perine. So he's mixing it up well. This time it's a 2-yard loss, though. Converted to right on his card because of the 3 wide receiver formation, and now he's behind the down and distance at 2nd and 12 at his own 46. This would be quite an upset, I think, based on the 3rd string and 2nd string quarterbacks that have been at play here. if Jeff could pull this off. Off tackle again to Pirine, and that's no gain. Nose tackle was the result, and the white die of 4 nets nothing for the offense, and Cincinnati is faced with a big 3rd and 12. So let's start with this. It's 3rd and 12 at their own 46. Anthony, you punting if you end up with an incomplete pass here, right?
Yeah.
I think so, with 4.5 to go. They're going to spread it out wide, 4 wide receivers. Giovanni Bernard, the single setback.
So you start hunting the card here. Let's see. No 12-yard gains on this short pass at all. Must run, not really. No. 2 and 3.
He's really looking
It
for
might
something
be
on the defensive card. Almost a
shotgun
flat
kick
pass
to the
situation.
tackle.
So the dime is the defense being presented here on 3rd and 12. So maybe
You get 7 or 6 yards on
off
the
tackle draw.
Well, the shotgun takes you out of the off tackle.
Oh, that's right.
He's probably kicking himself right now for that. Like
Yeah.
that option. Take your chance on the sack. I would run off tackle if given the opportunity, but it's not there. Linebacker offers no short gains.
There's no short gains there.
7 or 6 yards though, so it gets you 4th and reasonable.
Yeah. Probably a better flat pass opportunity though with a linebacker as your other alternative.
Yep.
Maybe dial up some yak to Giovanni Bernard with his A. And it is a button hook to Bernard, and there's nobody there. Big opportunity here. Gutsy defensive call. Result of receiver 8 yards. So it's 4th and 4 at the Baltimore 46. And I got to think you're going for this, right, Anthony?
Yep, you got to go here. Inside contain. You have all the options there. I would show 3 or 4 wide here. Try to hope, just pray he goes to a 3-2-6. You know, he won't, but.
Yeah, I don't think I'd run it against anything other than the dime. I don't know. Actually, now that I say that, you start factoring in that quarterback. So he is going for it. Big play here. Bengals down by 2. 3:54 to go. They have a 4th and 4 at the Baltimore 46-yard line. 3 wide receivers with Tyler Boyd in the slot. Higgins and Green split out wide. Defense for the Ravens out of the nickel.
There's not a bad call here, you know. I mean, it's just a matter of trying to outguess your opponent best you can. You can
I saw a guy throw long in this situation over tonight. Here's an off tackle to Bernard. The defense is calling run, and it's on his card, and that's not going to do it. That's a 2-yard loss. So give credit to Shoemaker for sniffing out the run in a clutch situation, and that drive stalls. But man, Jeff got to the Ravens side of the field. He just couldn't get that final first down to get in that field goal range. So Ravens take over from their own 48. Here's an off tackle to Gus Edwards, and that's a pickup of 5 yards. Linebacker didn't have the rating to stop that one. 2nd and 5 now at the 47 of Cincinnati. 3 minutes to go. Ravens and Bengals both have their full complement of timeouts here. Ravens trying to run out the clock. I wouldn't expect to see flat passes in this situation. And here's a quick slant to Mark Andrews against a run defense, so good opportunity to convert. And it's going to come down to the yak rating, and he gets just enough. Mark Andrews with a reception of 6 yards, and that's a conversion down to the 41 of Cincinnati. So we're down to 2:24 left in the game. And we're really at the point now where Cincinnati needs to get this stop here, or if there's a quick first down, he's got to get it right after that. It's time to make the stop. Off tackle to Gus Edwards. Bengals are guessing run, and that's going to be 5 yards again. So you got to give Jeff credit. He's made a couple good calls against the run and expecting the run, but we're getting results asking for the Bengals linebackers, and they are not the best. And so it's 2nd and 5, now down to the 36. We're at the 2-minute warning. Just a couple first downs away from a clinch here if Baltimore can do it.
Gotta take a chance here on defense. I would actually expect a blitz. I mean, you want big negative yards or first down. You don't want to face a 3rd and 1.
No, definitely not.
That's going to penalize you. Okay.
Nice cut. Yeah, nice call. Nice call. He keyed Gus Edwards, but guess what? Oh,
okay.
1 yard.
So makes a play.
Yeah, he stopped him. So we've got he did call timeout. So there's only 2 timeouts left. This is really kind of the game. You've got to stop him here. It's 3rd and 4 for the Ravens at the 35 of Cincinnati. 2 tight ends are in for the Ravens. Gus Edwards.
What's Baltimore doing here? Your defense, what are you calling? I'm calling.
I'm going right up the middle. Linebucker.
Okay. He's been contrarian today. I'm thinking he's going to throw it. Let's see.
Yeah, maybe. He has thrown more than usual. And you got to think they're guessing run here. I know I would.
Play it straight, or does he throw across him?
It's a hitch, and there's nobody there. Dump pass over the middle, and that's going to be a completion for 23 yards to Marquise Brown down to the 12-yard line. Anthony calls it as Shoemaker dials up the 3rd down pass and gets the conversion that is probably going to seal this game. Adding insult to injury, Carl Lawson, defensive end, I believe is what that is for the Bengals, got hurt on the play. Down to 1:45 to go in this one.
He's still got a chance here.
He's still, if he can hold him to a field goal here and not let him get that first down, you're right.
And get your kick return around the field.
That's a good point. Here's a slant to Mark Andrews. Defense guessing run. It goes to the defensive card, and Lamar Jackson has got it. Pay dirt. Mark Andrews into the end zone. A 12-yard touchdown pass. Andrews, 7 catches, 76 yards on the day, and the clinching score most likely. As long as they get this extra point here, it is up and good. So that's going to extend an 8-point lead to a 9-point lead. And 29-20 is the margin here for Baltimore. So Cincinnati's going to get it back. And a touchback. Nice kickoff there by Tucker. Avoids Brandon Wilson. So that's pretty much going to do it. We're still going to see what happens here. It's a 9-point margin. 1:30 to go. Cincinnati only has 2 timeouts, and they're on their 3rd-string quarterback.
Bullet goes out to the 38-yard line. 2 through 6. Need that long game to show up.
There's a short pass, 12 yards on that one. Bengals out to their own 37. Go ahead.
The goal is a 38-yard line, as fast as you can get there. Kick it. Well, three long passes and then kick it. And then see if you can get the onside. Can you find the long game here? Can you find the long game? No.
There's a good gain, though, 23 yards,
okay.
And gets out of bounds. So 60 seconds left, and the Bengals are across midfield down to the Ravens' 40. Any thought of kicking a field goal as soon as you get in range?
Well, it's a possibility. He's putting 2 men back. You know, he's got some must runs. I would just go deep 3 times here. Hopefully pick up your yards on the must run to get you in range, and maybe get lucky on your deep ball. The must runs can get you in the field goal range. You can avoid the INT on the Baltimore card or your own card.
Sure. Here's a short pass to Alex Erickson. Incomplete. Ryan Finley on his card is only looking at completions on Snake Eyes and 11.
He has no completions long pass on his own card. So I mean that would be why you're not throwing deep.
Wow.
With 2 men in zone, you have 0 chance of completion. So
yeah. Boy, you think about that and look at the 9-point margin, and it's tough to imagine a scenario where you can get it done.
That's really interesting.
You're really going to have to strike from the flat pass. Here's a 2nd and 10 at the 40. 4 wide receivers.
Run and run, try to get out of bounds, but he's shotgun.
Not with Finley's not that good, is he?
No, with Bernard, and just get your 2-3 yards and
Oh, I see.
get out of bounds.
Oh, he's going deep here to T. Higgins, obviously looking for a defensive card roll. And he's got a must run for 7 yards.
All right, kick it.
So that gets him to a 3rd and 3 at the Baltimore 33.
We got one chance here if you want to.
Yeah, I think I'd go one more time. You're on the borderline of that range, right? To get down to inside that 32.
Yeah, that's true. And that's right. You have that.
And that'll change it to a 2 through 9. So I think it's worth one more play.
With no completions. Man, that makes it limit your options. No completions, long pass right. 2 men in zone means there's no chance of a completion.
3rd and 3 at the Baltimore 33. Just 30 seconds left in this one. Cincinnati does have 2 timeouts, but they still need 2 scores. They're going deep to Erickson.
1 man deep. You got a chance. Huh?
And incomplete. So it's 4th down. And from the 33, you think he'll kick this field goal, accept the variable?
I would.
Yeah, I think so.
Hope the variable works for you.
By the way, before I forget, I'm taping the game tonight. Rams Seahawks. Don't tell me anything about it. Haven't started watching it. I'll stay up late.
I almost commented a few times.
I'm glad you didn't. I'm glad I meant to say that a long time ago. Playing out the string here. Baltimore trying to get the final finishing touch on a win here. There's a button hook to Giovanni Bernard. And that's a possible interception, but it is incomplete. Finley hit the number 5 on his card. And with just 15 seconds left, Baltimore takes over. So that's going to do it, folks. All that's left is for the Ravens to take a knee 3 times. So I'm confused. I sent my chat inviting the guys, but I don't see it. Do you see it?
I don't see it.
I just typed it and sent it. That's so weird. Man, I just sent him a message again, and it still didn't take it. That's weird. Well, let's go ahead and get out here and let them know. Hey, can you do that for me right now? I can't even open up direct message. Oh, it's up here, I guess. Well, hang on one second here. I got it. I'm just losing my mind. All right, so let's take a look here. Anybody showing up yet? Oh, Tom says device is not connected. So maybe we can look at the stats on that one because I'm kind of curious. Gosh, 29-20 final score. Cincinnati really hung in there. Baltimore ended up 3 of 12 on 3rd downs. They both had 18 first downs. And for Baltimore, that doesn't look right. Are you seeing what I'm seeing here?
I'm not. I'm sorry. I'm making a trade.
2 rushing first downs in this game for Baltimore.
When was the last time Baltimore had just 2 rushing first downs? That's crazy. Still not there.
Trade deadline in a draft league here. So I'm sorry to.
No, you're just fine, buddy. You do you. I'm going to look at some more stats while we give them just a little bit longer in case they want to stop by. Like I told them, no pressure if they don't. You know, Ryan Finley was 8 of 14 for 99 yards. And Brandon Allen was 13 of 19 as well for a $1.19. He just did a really good job making the most of what he could with those backup quarterbacks. And the Ravens did not get to 100 yards rushing as a team. Lamar Jackson with just 3 yards rushing in this game. So definitely an off night for the Ravens with their rush attack. Here's the game. So the Bucs and Bears did play. They just didn't. That's interesting. They didn't share me the game number, considering that I told them I was going to broadcast their game. But looks like I would have been broadcasting a blowout, 40-11. The Buccaneers destroyed the Bears tonight. So it looks like our coaches are not going to pop in. So we're about ready to wind this broadcast down. We've only got a few games left in week 5. And then we're going into week 6, and we'll pick at least another game or 2 to broadcast next week. Congratulations again on your first win tonight, Anthony. I know that that's always good to get off the schneid like that.
For sure. Sorry. Okay, I'm back.
No, you're fine. Is there anything else before we sign off here that you wanted to add?
No, other than just a good game by both coaches. That was a real fun one to watch.
Yeah, it was.
Most
A fun
games
one.
are not that enjoyable, really. I mean, that just another endorsement for injuries, because that made this game, I think, pretty special to watch. So I enjoyed it. Great call, Tim. Thanks for doing it.
Yeah, you're very welcome. And we'll go ahead and move on. I'm still thinking about it, but I might broadcast again tomorrow night. We'll see. I think there's another Ravens game, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm looking at that, and we'll see. We might sneak that in there.
Yeah,
so
depending on the time, I might pop into with one. We'll see.
Okay. All right. Well, listen, you have a good night, Anthony. Thanks for popping in as always, man. I really appreciate you.
Good thing. Thank you.
Have a good one. All right, guys, we're signing off. Thanks for joining us here on the USFFL Broadcast Network.